Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this video, I'll show you how to design this custom iOS-like switch buttons over here. So here we can see that when we click on this switch button, it turns to the active state. So this animation is just like what we see on iPhones. So in this video, I'll show you how to design this custom switch button, and I'm also displaying the selected switch over here in the console. So if you go to the console, here if I just refresh this page, and now if I click on this first switch button, we can see that it says switch 1 is selected. And now if I click on second switch, we can see that switch 2 is selected. So let's go ahead and build this in this video. Let's get started. Right here I have created this folder called iOS switch button, and I have just opened it with VS Code. Now let's go ahead and start by creating the necessary files. So let's click on new file, and let's create a new file called index.html, and let's create one more file called style.css, and we'll also create a JavaScript file called main.js. Right, let's start with the index.html file, and in VS Code you can just press exclamation and press tab, and you'll have this basic HTML5 code. And here let's link our CSS file, and here in the body let's link the JavaScript file. And now let's start with the markup of our design. So the first thing we will do is we'll create a container division, and let's give it a class of container, and in that we'll create another container division for each of these switches. So in the switch we need to have this icon, this text, and this actual switch. So let's go ahead and create a container division for that. I'll just call it switch container. And in this, the first thing we need to have is the icon. So let's add this icon and this text inside a div. So here let's create a div, and let's create a span for the icon, and let's give it a class of icon. And let's go ahead and get the icon from heroicons.com. Right here I'm in heroicons.com, and let's search for the icons. So the first icon we need is notification. So let's search for notification, and here we have these icons, and I'll just select solid. And let's copy this icon right here. So let's click on copy SVG, and let's paste it over here. Right now the next thing we need to do is we need to create this text. So we need to type notifications. So let's go outside the span, and let's type notifications. And now outside this division let's create the switch. So let's create an input tag for that, and for the type we will change it to checkbox, and let's give it an ID of switch 1. And now we will create a label, and we will wrap the label around this input field. So let's create a label, and here in the for let's type switch 1, and let's also give it a class, and let's set it to switch. Right now let's add this input field inside the label. Right now we need to add this background color over here. So we also have the green and this gray colors. And we also need to have this round shape over here, which we need to move to the left and the right. So for that, let's create a span, and let's give it a class of slider, and we will style it using CSS. So let's go ahead and copy this switch container, and let's paste it one more time over here, and let's change the icon. So let's go back to hero icons, and let's search for settings. And I think we can copy this icon right here. So let's click on copy SVG, and let's delete this SVG from here, and let's paste the new icon. And here instead of notifications we need to type control center, and here in the label let's change this to switch 2, and here in the ID let's change this to switch 2, and everything else will be the same. Right now let's open this in our browser, and let's see how it looks. So here I have this extension called live server installed in VS Code. So once you have this installed, you can just right click over here in the HTML and click on open with live server. And here we can see that our design is being displayed. We have all the elements displayed over here. Now we need to style it. So let's go to our CSS file, and let's start styling this. So the first thing we will do is we want to have the icon and this text side by side. So for that we need to set the container of it to display of flex. So here we can see that for the container we have this div which is inside the switch container. So let's type switch container div, and let's set the display to flex. And now let's go back, and now we can see that the icon is not being displayed, so we need to add some width to the icon. So for the icon we have a span with a class of icon. So here let's type switch container icon, and let's set a width of 20 pixels. And now we can see that the icon is being displayed, and we also need to have some gap between the icon and the text. So here let's type gap, and let's set it to 8 pixels, and we'll also align it to the center. So I'll just type align items center, and now we can see that we have this gap, and right now it is not exactly in the center. So here for the icon also we need to type display of flex, and now the icon is exactly in the center vertically. Right now let's go ahead and bring everything to the center. So here we have this main container division with a class of container. So let's target that. Let's type container, and let's set the max width of the container to 360 pixels, and let's set the border to 1 pixel solid gray color, and we'll also add a padding of 4 pixels and 16 pixels. And let's also set a border radius for rounded corners, and let's set the value to 10 pixels. And to bring it to the center we need to type margin, and for top and bottom let's set it to 32 pixels, and for left and right let's set it to auto. And now it is in the center. Right now here we can see we have this checkbox. Now we need to have these switches to the right side. So let's go to the container division of this, which is switch container. So in that we have this div which contains the icon and the text and also this label. So let's set the display of this switch container to flex. So here let's type switch container display of flex, and let's type align items to the center, and we'll also type justify content to space between so that they are on the extreme left and right sides. So here we can see we have the checkboxes on the right side. Right now let's add some styles to this text, so we can add that over here itself. So let's type font family, and let's set it to Inter and sans serif, and let's set the font size to 15 pixels, and let's also add some margin top and bottom. So let's type margin, and let's set it to 8 pixels top and bottom and 0 for left and right. Right now the next thing we need to do is we need to style the switch. So here we can see we have this label, and we have a class of switch for that. So let's target the switch. So let's type switch, and we'll set the width of the switch to 60 pixels, and we'll set the height to 34 pixels. And by default the display of the labels are inline, so we need to set it to display of inline block. And we also need to set the cursor to pointer, so that when we hover over this we have the pointer. So now we can see that when we click on the switch, the checkbox turns on and off. Right now let's go ahead and create the slider. So here we can see we have this span with a class of slider. So let's go ahead and write the styles for the span. So I'll just tap switch, and for the span we have this class of slider. So let's tap slider, and we will set the position of the slider relative to this switch. So here I'll just tap position relative, and here let's tap position absolute, and we'll set the top, left, right and bottom positions to 0. So we can just tap inset 0 for that, and let's add a background color of CCC. And now we can see that we have this slider. Let's also add some border radius. So I'll just tap border radius, and let's set the value to 34 pixels, which is the height of the element. And now we can see that it looks just like the slider over here. And now we can see that the checkbox is displayed a little bit over here. So let's go ahead and hide it. So I'll just go ahead and type switch input, and let's set the display to none. Right now the checkbox is not being displayed, but we still have the functionality because we have the label. So when we click on the label, the checkbox will turn on and off. Right now let's go ahead and create this circle. So for that we will use the before selector. So let's type switch slider colon before, and with before selector you can add extra content to the elements. So let's type content, and here if I type 1 2 3, we can see that 1 2 3 is being displayed over here, but we don't want to display anything. Let's delete 1 2 3 from here, and we need to create a circle. So let's set the position to absolute. Now this will be positioned relative to this slider, and let's set the height of the element to 26 pixels and the width to 26 pixels, and let's set the border radius to 50% so that it has the round shape, and let's set the left position to 4 pixels, and let's set the bottom position to 4 pixels as well, and let's go ahead and set a background color of white. And now if you go back, here we can see that we have the circle displayed. Right now when we click on this switch, we need to move this circle to the right side. So here we can type switch input colon checked. So this will apply the styles when the input is checked, and the slider, we can see that it is after the input field, so we can just add plus and type slider, and here let's type background, and we'll set the background color of the slider to 34C759. And now we can see when we click on this, we have the green color, and when we click on it once again, we have the gray color. And we also need to have smooth transition. So here for the slider, let's type transition, and let's set it to all 400 milliseconds ease. And we also need to move this circle to the right side. So let's type switch input colon checked plus slider, and here we can see that we are using the before selector, so let's type colon colon before, and here let's set transform translate X, and let's set it to 26 pixels. And here also we will set a transition, so let's type transition, and let's set it to all 400 milliseconds ease. And now we can see that the switch is working all right. Right now the last thing we need to do is we need to display which of the switch is checked. So let's go ahead and go back to our code, and let's go to the main.js file, and here we need to create a function, and I'll just call it handle switch, and here we will get an argument, and I'll just call it switch number, and let's create an arrow function over here. And now let's go ahead and call this function in the HTML. So here in the input we need to type on click, and let's call the function which is handle switch, and here I'll just pass the number 1, and let's scroll down, and for the second input let's type on click handle switch, and here let's pass 2. Right now let's go back to our main.js file, and here inside this function, first of all let's create a variable, and let's call it is checked, and let's set it equal to document dot get element by id. And if you go back to the HTML file, here we can see that we have the id which is called switch-2 and switch-1, and here in the function call we are passing this 1, so here we are passing 2. So let's go ahead and add backticks, and here let's type switch hyphen, and here we need to add a variable, so let's type $symbol curly braces, and here we can just type switch number which we are getting from here. So let's type switch number, and here we need to type dot checked. Now here this will store whether the input is checked or not inside this is checked variable. So here I'll just type console.log, and let's add backticks, and here let's type switch, and let's type $symbol curly braces switch number is, and here we need to see whether the input is checked or not based on this is checked variable. So let's type $symbol curly braces, and here let's type is checked, and here let's type question mark, and if it is checked we will display something, and here let's add an else, so we can just type colon, and here we will add another text. So if it is checked we can just type selected, and if it is not checked we can just type not selected. And let's see whether this works. So let's go back to our design, and let's open the console, and let's click on the first switch, and we can see that switch 1 is selected, and if I click on it once again it says switch 1 is not selected, and if I click on the second switch it says switch 2 is selected, and if I click on it once again it says switch 2 is not selected. So everything is working alright. So that's basically how you can create this iOS like switch buttons using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Right, so that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts you can ask in the comments below, and if you like this video please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.